Well, we're starting down here in the native garden because I think it really illustrates the kind of climate we live in. This garden is summer dormant, and that's because it doesn't rain in San Diego in the summer. So if you think about it, back east it snows. They don't garden in the wintertime because it's snowing, it's cold, all the trees are dormant. Our season is the exact reverse. So if you think about it, our fall is actually spring to these native plants. These native salvias, they've been kind of brown all summer long, and that's something to think about if you're gonna have a San Diego native garden. These guys go dormant in the summer, they get kind of brown. In fact, they do better if they stay dry. Some of them, in fact, can't handle summer water. They need to go dry. But now that we've had our first rains, they're gonna start leafing out again, and that's your signal that you can go in, start cleaning them up, giving them a shape, and it's also a really great time of year to be putting these natives in the ground because the winter rains are coming, and this garden is really gonna start to be coming into its own, and by spring should be in full glory again. You might notice the guys aren't amending the soil when they're planting, and that's because you're not supposed to amend with natives. They actually do better if they live in this non-organic soil. Remember, they come from this climate. They live in this soil naturally. If we give them fluffy conditions, it could kill them because it'll hold on to too much moisture. The one thing you can do for these though is mulch the beds when you're done planting. In this case, I've got a really good source of mulch nearby, under my native oak tree. All the leaves that have fallen off, great mulch for a native garden. Now over here, Jen is working on pruning back a Salvia apiana. This is our native sage, and I left these old flower stalks up because it really encourages a lot of wildlife into the garden. They come and get the seed. But I need some of the seed too, so Jen's collecting some of the seed for me so that we can propagate this plant because it's really the best way to propagate native sage. In fact, if you've ever done any hiking in the hills, this is probably the plant you've seen that smells so good. So Salvia apiana, this is the one they dry and people burn it and smoke evil spirits out. I don't know how good that works, but I know it's a beautiful landscape plant. Now, not everything in a native garden goes brown in the summer. In fact, the key to designing a really good native garden is to put lots of plants that have evergreen bones in it. So that's going to be things like oaks, rhamnus, all the ceanothus. These plants look great in the summer. And if I was going to say there was any issue people had with planting native gardens, is they probably focused too much on the fluffies and not enough on the structure. In other words, the same as everything else.